Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Vasilk, and welcome to Your Choice, Your Voice, where my special guest tonight is Jim Ziemnik, who is the director of the Lorain County Metroparks. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jennifer.
Well, thanks for being here. There's so many exciting things happening with the Metroparks. Amherst has its own Metro Park that gets walked in and recreated with all the time. And you have plans for expansion, and there's a ballot issue and lots of things to talk about.
Yes,
so
there is, yes.
tell us about what's going on in Amherst first, and then we'll talk about that ballot issue.
Well, right here in Amherst, obviously, like you indicated, we've got two of our major facilities, the Amherst Beaver Creek and then now Holstein Reservation.
Oh, yeah.
That we partner with Mercy Health and Rec. So we call it the Mercy Health and Rec Center because they're the main tenant. Mm-hmm. And they in essence bought the naming rights so that helps hold the cost down.
Like a ball state,
a
ball state.
That's where I went. Yeah,
yes,
But so we've got that sponsorship, if you will. It's an indicator of the good partnership because the second floor is 10,000 square foot of physical and occupational therapy.
Wow.
So we've got our members that are able to go in for physical and occupational, and then as they're stepping down out of the Mercy Health facility, they're able to go right into our fitness facility, exercise, and continue on with their treatment and their therapy. So it's a great symbiotic relationship, if you will. Included with that as well is that inclusive playground on the backside, which is more of a partnership and with Murray Ridge and MRDD and those parents. It's truly we're very proud of that inclusive playground where families and children of all abilities can go and play. And one quick indicator is this past June, we got a little hot and steamy. We had over 5,000 visitors just within 1 month on that splash pad.
Yes, is that right?
Insane. It was great. It was amazing. It was just a blast. Kids having fun, families having fun, and we couldn't be more pleased about it. So,
well, how many members do you have?
We are now we're approaching 3,000 members.
Wow.
There, and it keeps going up and up and up. We're working real hard. I'm kind of sensitive with. We're trying to get in with what they call the silver sneakers and silver and fit.
Oh, yes.
And we've run into some glitches with the contract. In quick summation, there's certain things as a public entity, which I think is, from the council side of things, you can appreciate, mm-hmm. and they're more used to dealing with some private entities, and they can't understand our legalities about indemnification. But our attorneys, I think, are doing a great job of presenting some alternatives to give them some protection without asking in essence, the taxpayer to make them, lawsuit-proof, which we can't do.
Right.
Again, certainly we hope all the taxpayers here in the county and certainly in Amherst would appreciate that we can't, offer them free legal services, really what they're asking, and we certainly can't do that. But I think we're going to get over that hump soon, which then will really be a huge boon for those senior citizens who have that Silver Sneakers program through their Medicare program, Part D, and that's going to be amazing because we love serving seniors, we love serving the demographic, and we're very excited that we can offer that. So, but beyond that, leading to what you were saying about our future here, we're already approved by ODOT and the what's called NOACA, the Northern Ohio Area Coordinating Agency. Just got another confirmation yesterday. Are we on track? And we're going to build a trail connection from Beaver Creek to the Holstein Reservation and heading north. Hope someday we can get that up to the lake, connect back up to Beaver Creek and run that all the way up to Lake Erie in the coming years. So we've got approval up to that, and that should be scheduled for probably 16, maybe into 17, depending how the funding falls. So got a lot of neat things going on here.
Well, you know what? That's not only going to connect a lot of Amherst to the Holstein Reservation, but it's also going to connect Amherst, most of Amherst, up to Target and the retail stores up
Correct.
there too, because
Correct.
they have they've got an approach there that just needs a few more feet of sidewalk, and it's the
Correct.
same approach that'll be used to get to the Holstein Reservation
Yeah,
too.
we're studying. There's been some different things happening, but we're taking a look at the old pony trail that come through there.
I've heard about that.
And but things have gotten kind of a little carved up, so we need to kind of go back and revisit that and maybe apply for some easements, et cetera, some access through there. But that's a long shot, but it's certainly something we're going to study. Again, it's about making connections. That's certainly where we're looking to go in the next 10 years. We've got right now 28 different parks and facilities throughout the county.
Wow.
When we add Cascade online here after the new year in Elyria,
Great.
we'll have 29. And we're struggling, I shouldn't say struggling, but we're working really hard, diligently over the next 10 years to make what we call connectivity. That's our theme of our next 10 years, is basically connect the dots, connect all the different parks, and make it a contiguous type of experience for all of our park users and making something meaningful. And that works real well with some of the other initiatives and collaborations we're doing with we were invited to be part of this CHIP program, which is a Community Health Improvement Plan.
Oh.
And we're working with the health districts, Mercy Hospital, EMH.
Is this the one that I've seen announcements where there is open to the public exercise?
Well, yes. Yeah,
Exercises,
part of
there's
that
no
is- yes,
charge,
yeah,
and you can meet the...
Right.
Yeah.
That, like I said, it's all these different type of initiatives and partnerships, collaborations that we've formed and to make things more accessible for the public to get out and be fit and exercise. Some of the roots of that were a radio station, WBOL out of Oberlin. Doug and Lori Wilbur own that, and they approached us in the health district about a partnership. We started at Splash Zone in Oberlin about
Right.
a walking program, and it's outside on the trail system, but everybody meets at Splash Zone. In cold weather, we've offered, in clement weather, we've offered, if you want to come inside and walk the track. Well, now we've extended it over here to the new Mercy facility. So again, same thing, walk the paths, walk the trails, but cold and clement weather, we've got a little smaller walking track inside of Mercy. And again, we're about the community becoming fit and being part of that solution, if you will. All of Northeast Ohio, everybody has health issues, and we're certainly trying to do our part and partner up with the different organizations to, offer greater health and fitness. Certainly a quality of life issue here throughout Lorain County, and we're proud to be part of it.
Well, now, in order to continue with all these great things and add more jewels to the Metropark necklace,
right.
we have a ballot issue
Correct.
coming up just a couple weeks from now in November.
November 4th.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, it's November 4th, issue 8.
Issue 8, and
Issue
what's
8.
that for?
Well, it's a renewal. We only do this every 10 years.
Okay.
And it's a
No
well,
increase,
I apologize.
basically.
I'd
It's
be
just-
more specific. It's the basis is is a renewal. We are asking for a 3/10 new increase, which equates to 88 cents per month additional for the typical $100,000 home. So you're talking roughly
$10 a year.
$10 a year, 88 cents a month. So break that down, 3 cents a day. However you want to do the math. So, but that's a function of, I think every community has certainly had their share of the local government fund cuts.
Oh, yes.
And Metroparks also, we've lost over $500,000 over the last several years. I think being on a 10-year cycle, we had the advantage of being able to plan a little bit better. So we saw it coming. We knew the buzz. Certainly hasn't had the dramatic impact as it certainly has had on the communities here in Lorain County. But we lost some. So in order again to continue what we're doing, plus do that little bit more, add to the jewels, make those connections, expand these park and recreation opportunities, we had to ask for that 3/10 of an increase. So 0.3 of a mil increase. So that's just a, like I said, offset. And I like to kind of tell the joke about it's like the AT&T commercial with the little girl about, well, we just want more. Because when we went out and talked to the people, well, what do you do? Well, we walk on the trails, we hike, we bike, we do all these activities. Oh, yeah. Well, what do you want in the next 10 years? Well, we want more.
Oh, that's
we want
right.
more.
Absolutely.
So we want to do that, but in order to do that, we need that vote on November the 4th for that renewal, plus that small 0.3 of a mil increase.
Now, you're looking for volunteers.
Correct.
And you've got cards for people to fill out.
Correct.
If somebody wants to volunteer, can they call that 1-800-LCM-PARK?
Correct. That number will work, or 440-458-5121 will bring you into the headquarters, and they'll certainly share that information about how they can get involved. And we've got these cards called the Get Involved cards, and which again offers if they would consider a parks yard sign for their yard. If they'd get on email, do a like on Facebook, share it with their friends, and the last checkoff box is basically commit to voting on November the 4th.
Absolutely.
I think throughout this, and I think you're certainly well versed in this, is what we call voter apathy. I think, again, a lot of the people
out.
Pardon?
We need to get people out.
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, it's important to vote, exercise that franchise, and we worry that certainly a lot of people we encounter in our world are, oh, we love the Metroparks, we love the Metroparks. Well, if it's a bad weather day, people get busy, they get behind the 8 ball with time and factors. Well, I don't need to go because the things that everybody will vote for that.
Yeah,
they'll support
right.
that. And that's where we really have to say, no, please show up. Please tell your friends. Or there's the absentee ballot or the mail-in.
And everybody,
so be sure.
Everybody got an absentee
Correct.
ballot application.
Correct.
For this election cycle, and they don't have to go anywhere. They can vote from their own home.
Absolutely.
And if they don't want to vote at home, they can vote at the Board of Elections
Correct.
ahead of time.
Go down and I think I know there's a little bit going on with the courts right now, but basically we're confident. We know for a fact that no later than October the 7th. It may actually be a little earlier, depending on what's going on with Supreme Courts and federal courts. I shouldn't say Supreme, but federal courts. And we're not going to get bogged down in that. We're saying it's very safe.
Just vote.
Start October the 7th. You can go and vote down at the Board of Elections. So mail that absentee, get your application, fill it out, get your ballot, and vote. And please vote. It's so important.
Well, thank you, Jim. I really appreciate you coming and talking about all the wonderful things that are going on with the Metroparks, especially here in Amherst.
Yeah.
And on the ballot issue 8.
Yes.
And we want to vote on November 4th or ahead of time.
Correct.
By absentee ballot or by going to the Board of Elections to vote and support our wonderful set of jewels that we have here in Lorain County.
Yes,
So,
we're very proud.
Thank you very much for coming to the show today.
Thank you.
This is Jennifer Wasilk, and you've been watching the community, Your Choice, Your Voice, with my special guest tonight, Jim Ziemnik, who is the director of the Lorain County Metroparks. Thank you, and good night.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.